two candle businesses based in the Hunter Valley of New South Wales. One's wholesale and one is a retail business. And yeah, I have two little ones, and this is what I do to keep things going. So yesterday I spent the day going over everything for my retail brand Weave and Grace, Candlelight Co, and I just needed to restock a few things going to the Christmas period. I've got a little drop of some new summer fragrances that I have going live on my website tonight at 7, so I need to get them all labelled and boxed up and ready. And yeah, so I have a few candles that I just need to label, so I thought I would just whack this on live so I can capture it as I go. I find it easier to just whack it on live, and yeah, save me having to chop it up and do all the editing and stuff later. So that's all this is, me labelling. Alright, I'm going to go through and just cut all the wicks. Sometimes I do them a bit longer if I feel like I'm gonna, I might go through and retrim stuff down. Depending on like what kind of tension you use, also if you're using those metal wick holders, sometimes your wicks actually need a little bit of time to adjust. And they can sometimes shrink back. A lot of people think it's their wax expanding, but sometimes it's actually your wicks being stretched out from tension. So if you just give them a little bit of time to stand without a wick bar on them, they can kind of retract a little bit. So I just sometimes leave the wicks a little bit longer, maybe for a couple of days, if I know that they've been used with a wick holder, a wick bar. Sometimes they stand perfectly in the middle on their own, they don't need one. But yeah, often also like using wick bars, like the metal wick bars, you're having to do a lot of heat gunning because the cooling doesn't go so evenly, because the metal holds heat for longer, so it can affect the way your candles cool. You can often see that with a little bit of frosting on soy candles after they're cooled, so you have to go through and heat gun them, especially around where that tension is and the wax is cooled and retracted a bit. You get like, if you can see that, I don't know if you can see it, it's like a little build up of wax around the wick. Delicious. Alrighty, so I've gone through, I've trimmed them down. Some of these need to be heat gunned a little bit, like I said, but those wicks are all trimmed now. Next, what I do is I just go through and clean my jars up a little bit. Give them a wee little polish. That one definitely needs a heat gun. Sorry, it's bright and early. I'm still in my PJs. I wanted to do this as real as possible. This is what I would do. Littles have gone to daycare, and yeah, still in my jammies, but this is how it happens. That's how we get the stuff done. So this is just some isopropyl alcohol. Wipe off any finger marks. Especially with the matte black jars, finger marks show up. Just double check that you don't have any wax on the bottom. You can see that these are quite dirty actually on the outside. The other side of that. It's good to give your jars a bit of a clean. We tend to focus on the inside, but you know, your customer sees the outside, not the inside, so it's important to make sure that it looks beautiful. Now these are stocked at Eastwood Flower Co in Newcastle. Shout out to M, the owner there. It's such a gorgeous space. They're doing wreath workshops at the moment. I'm like, oh, I need a wreath for my house. Oh, that smells like summer. I love Australian native flowers. And so on land, literally just smells like that hot leafy walk through Australian nature. I wonder if you go to other places where it smells that good, like other countries. Need to travel. Oops. Definitely focus around the bottom because if, oh, now I'm going to need a heat comb because my finger's gone through it. Check around the bottom, make sure that it hasn't been sitting in any wax. Also, I've got warning labels here. See this one, this has a nice big chunk of wax. Must have caught it when I was finishing up pouring and not noticed it. It must have run down the side of the pitcher. These are my limited editions. So I restocked this. So every October I release Slow Burn, which is like a spicy maple pumpkin. Gorgeous fragrance. And just topped that up. It's on sale at the moment. I just made 5 more of those. My actual favourite part is the labeling bit, so this is like taking too long. ones I'd already cleaned. Alrighty. So we'll go through. I like to get something squared off. Mango. Let's get something squared off so that it can sit flat and flush. This is Equator Bound, which is mango, peach nectar, and cilantro. It's so good. It is like summer delicious. The beauty of this vinyl, from long story short, is if you get any air bubbles putting it down, you can just pull it straight back off and put it on again. Oh, no air bubbles. One day I'll master this. But yeah. That's how that goes. Am I getting nose blind? Should not be. Wrong industry. But yeah, so I hope if you're watching this, you enjoy. Labeling can be tedious. Just air bubble this one again. I tell you what, the adhesion on this vinyl is second to none. No air bubbles. Oh, they look so pretty. I'm not going to use that because that's driving me insane. It's taking too long. This one here, so it doesn't move. Just double check that I've got the right one because there's a couple in transparent white jars here and I don't want to get them mixed up. This video is probably going to be a long one because I do like to take my time with this. There's a bird out there tapping on the fence. Beautiful. Thought these ones were clean. last equator bin. So I just made 5 of those. You don't need to have a whole lot of stock on hand. My core range, I have quite a bunch on there because that gets ordered for stockists and stuff. But as far as for now onto saltwater siren. This one is coconut, caramel, and pistachio. I always imagine like mermaids when I smell this, which is why it is called what it's called. I have a lot of fun naming my fragrances. If you like fragrances, get into candle making. It's funny though, because when there's something that I don't like, I really cannot stand making it. These labels are designed and printed with long story short, design and print. Could not recommend anyone more highly. Quality of the vinyl is just amazing. Like you could spill something on this and it would come right off. Turn these around so you can see a bit. Last one. These do need to be heat gunned. Just smooth out the tops. Oops. Getting really excited. As I said in my other video, got a lovely friend who is designing tools for candle makers and having them manufactured, and she has a new tool coming out which we can pre-order this weekend, which is pretty exciting. It's for wicking and double wicking. It's like a plungery thing that you put your wick inside and slow burn. And yeah, super excited for that because it's gonna just save me a whole lot of time. And it's one of those things like you purchase it once and it just like revolutionizes your candle making game. So it's worth. It's invaluable. You can't put a price on it. I'll probably be getting myself 2, so that when I get me a little offsider to help me, it'll make things easier for us. Speaking of offsiders, so tomorrow, I'm excited, I have a meeting with an Amazon brand rep about scaling and getting a shop set up on Amazon where they put in like an order every week and I don't have to dispatch it or handle like returns or anything like that, which is amazing. So yeah, got that tomorrow. And I'm also working on a new line for a business in Melbourne, which is super cool. Alright, so now we're onto the core range now that these babies are done. So we're on to at sea now. So these are just my core range labels. These are 60 millimeters by 80 millimeters. They're matte vinyl with foil, so they're foiled, but it's very subtle. I'm not super into like glossy in your face. So this is a little bit nice. I feel like I'm going to check every single one, just in case I mislabel. But yeah, so this is just me doing a little bit of a top up in the lead up to Christmas. Whack these on the shelves. And if I have an order coming, I'm not scrambling to get it out. I can just go. It's nothing worse than having to pour. Well, I mean, like made to order works. Have done made to order, but I feel like you've got to find a happy medium as far as you don't want to have all your materials tied up in products, because if for some reason people stop buying candles, or you decide that you want to stop, you can just sell on your jars and they're still of use to someone else. I feel like, in saying that though, you need to have some on hand because you don't want to be constantly having to pour and wait, you know, a couple of days to get it labelled and packaged up, and so yeah, especially if you have like a big wholesale order come in. So I personally keep like, this is on land, it's amber. That's the one that smells like an Australian summer, I would say. I would keep, so my regular stockists order quantity on hand, plus a couple of extras. So my stockists order quarterly. Everyone's different, but you'll find that if you're stocking to a business, they probably reorder every few months, the same time each year. It's definitely good to discuss that beforehand with a stockist so that you know when things are coming up. Mine tend to order 5 to 6 of everything. Depending on what I've got out at the time. So I don't actually have a whole lot of stock on hand at any given time. I have everything. I might have 7 to 8, and then I just top up as I go. No, that freaked me out for a second. I thought that was at sea. I was going to say, I've labelled all the at seas. This is why I panic sometimes. So this is the wild, and this is a very masculine kind of fresh. It's not really fresh, it's more like spicy. I love it. It's like cologne-y kind of guys. It's a guy's fragrance. So I've had some beautiful photos sent to me from guys that have it on their windowsill. It's nice. I didn't know how it was going to go down, but seeing it actually, you know, getting a photo sent to you of it in someone's house, it's definitely lovely. So I get these labelled and up on. Go through and update my stock, get these into boxes. Must not forget to put warning labels. But yeah, I'm finding it easier to just whack a live on and record and then just dump the recording onto YouTube rather than chop a video up, because this is real time. This is how it happens. I'm in my pajamas. I've had a coffee, I need to have more coffee. Haven't done my hair. But this is the reality of running your own business at home. I can do it in my PJs. And yeah. Good morning, birds. Got some washing I need to hang out. So on the agenda today, washing needs to go out because we're going to have a heat wave, so must make the most of beautiful sunshine outside. Been converted to not using a dryer and just relying on the sun, which is nice, but having to rely on the weather. Never been so conscious of the weather in my life. It was nice. Being more aware of the seasons and the temperature for the day. I always check it now and I feel robbed if they've told me it's going to be warm and then there's rain. It makes me very sad. So now this one's of Dreams is a gorgeous like floral, sweet, sweet floral. It's honeysuckle. It's got jasmine. I didn't go down quite so well. Very feminine. And I've got, this one sells really well, so I've got plenty out there already. I just whack on a few extras. Whack on is the term of the day, I think. Apologies for saying and but yeah and all the silly little things that I say to fill space. This one needs to be heat gunned. You can see here I've stuck it to the, poured it a little bit too high. I'm in this, so normally I'll put like a stained timber lid on these, but I'm kind of debating whether or not we just give the option for a lid as an add-on, because it's just so much waste maybe, I don't know. It's definitely something that I'm thinking of doing. It also just saves on your cost, like lids are expensive, especially the ones for these. That was a terrible label application. Need a label tool or something. Alright, so now we're going to do warning labels. So with warning labels, what I do is I say I'm looking at the label and I want my customer to actually read the warning label. I just go like this, and you want the top of your label to be straight under there. So I'll show you. So the warning labels. Because you want them to actually take notice of what they're reading, so I don't know if this is going to be backwards because my camera is doing weird things, but yeah, you just want it to be able to be read. Like, that's not quite flush, but you don't want them to have to like flip around to read it, because I don't know who actually reads warning labels. But while the candle industry isn't regulated in Australia, you need to be doing this stuff. They say to prevent fire incidents or serious injury, never leave a lit candle unattended, keep away from drafts and curtains, keep out of reach of children and pets, never move a lit candle, never burn candles near flammable items, curtains, beds, etc. Sit candles on a stable, fire-resistant plate during burning, proudly made in Australia. So that's really important to have on there. While you might not think so, it is. And if you can get one that says like recommended burn time, that's even better. Like never burn for longer than 3 to 4 hours or something like that. I have that on my packaging. I hope people pay attention to that. You can get candle care cards as well if you don't have custom packaging. But yeah, that's something that is important to do. Make it easy for your customer. So yeah, so those ones. Place on here. I just do it face up and just whack it on there. Whack it on. I hope you've enjoyed my little pajama video. It's not really super informative. I just thought, why not record me labeling my products? This is something I have to do. Some people might not be thinking to actually write things down, add a warning label, where to pop your warning label. I think they call it something else in the States. I was watching, not the States, in the UK, I was watching Suffolk Candles. I like the look of his candles, they're really cool. They're in little paint cans. What was I saying? He calls it CPL or C something warning labels. I wonder what that stands for. Candle something. I think the candle industry is very heavily regulated in the UK, so I'd say that's why. It needs to be regulated here. There's so many makers doing some interesting things that aren't exactly safe, like crystals. Yeah, a lot of testing, but you don't put, like, imagine you've got a fire burning, you don't necessarily add a rock into the fire, because, well, most of us know that it can heat up and explode. I guess some people don't know that. So it's just important to be aware of the dangers and educate customers. I think that's one of the big things. Make sure you're talking to your customers about candle care and safety and the correct way to burn candles, because before candle making, like really getting into candle making, I didn't realise there was a special way, the correct way to burn a candle. I thought you lit a candle and it was like set and forget. Never thought that, it's going to overheat if I let it burn all day. So yeah, there's just lots of little things to take into consideration. It's important to educate, especially like how to get the best out of a candle. I think it's a really good one. And you can, if you have a website, you can add that on there. You could do a little printout for how to care for your candles. This is something that I would really like to get at some stage as a bit of an investment. I'd like to get a shredder for cardboard. That's my random thought of the day. So that I can reuse any boxes as like padding and stuff for, like, instead of having to buy hex wrap all the time. Like, you can get these big shredders that will like crimp the paper for you and the cardboard for you and make it act like kind of similar, like a heavy duty hex wrap. So yeah, that's something I want to look into. But I feel like the last time I looked at that, they were like thousands and thousands of dollars, and I'm just not there. These all look so pretty. I'll pop a short up after this so you can see them all. There's just so much waste, I feel like. I wish there was a way to make it better, like recycling, and I try to reuse as much of my boxes as possible. So if you get something from me and it's not in a overly pretty box, know that I'm just trying to do my part in just like repurposing and not creating as much waste. It's nothing better than I remember one time I ordered what were they? Some fragrant no, like wax warmers, like the melt burners. They're electric ones. And I remember the place that I ordered them from sent them in it was like a box for, it was like bulk buy barbecue, little barbecue sauce things for like a pub or something. I remember being like, I didn't order this. There's a lot of barbecue sauce, and then I opened it, I'm like, oh, they're just recycling. That's good. I love little things like that. You can also get like blank cardstock that's like craft paper and a stamp. Like you can get your logo with a stamp. That's what I did, with rubber stamp, and print that on there for like thank you cards or greeting cards. If you do like up gift boxes or anything, it's a really good thing to do. I wonder if it will let me flip this around. I need to order more warning labels. I'm going to create my own warning labels. I'm just a bit lazy at the moment. Alrighty, fine. See if we can flip this around. You can see these. My babies. But yeah, so that's them all done. I just need to go through and heat gun some, box them up, and yeah, I hope you have a lovely Wednesday. I'm gonna go have a shower, have another coffee, eat some breakfast. I just finished these up late last night, so I didn't get a chance to finish them properly. I hope you have a gorgeous day, and yeah, happy making, guys. Don't forget to subscribe.